So this is basically all that I'm going to eat today, and I want to tell you what I've already eaten. I've already gotten back from the gym, so I want to explain to you exactly what did I actually consume this morning that fueled my workout. So the very first thing that I consumed on my sugar fast, which I will be doing today, it's just going to be a sugar fast. Well, kind of, sort of, right? You probably see the frosted flakes here. This really isn't part of a sugar fast. It could be part of a sugar diet because it's considered starch. So I'm kind of doing like a hybrid today. Something that I noticed this morning. So let me just go back to what I had this morning. I had a half a container of this OJ. So I put it in a cup that's actually pretty big. So a pretty big cup. And then I had some of this blueberry preserves, which is really good, that I got at Sprouts. I had like just a little bit of that. Very, very, very sweet. And then I just had a handful of, I know, nerds. Now, something I've noticed the last couple days. So I've been doing the sugar fasting and sugar diet. This is my 4th week, okay? My first week, I lost 7 pounds in 7 days. And then it's been kind of slowing down since then. But I'm already metabolically healthy. I'm already pretty lean. I'm in the 180s. So I'm already relatively lean anyway. So the weight loss will slow down. That's perfectly normal. But something I've noticed the last couple of days, and I don't know if it's because I'm consuming the sugars earlier than I normally do, because normally my routine is when I take my kids to school, we usually have some time in the morning. I'll wake up, I wait a couple hours. I'll make my smoothie, which today we're gonna be making a mango strawberry smoothie, and we're going to add some of this mango lemonade to it, which will be excellent. Got my Vitamix blender right there, still using that. For those of you who know the story, I had a horrible Black & Decker blender that was just, it was on its last leg. So I went to Costco and we got a nice Vitamix. Anyway, usually I have time to kind of like, take a couple hours. I kind of, my body's naturally waking up. Maybe I'll go for a walk and then I'll make my smoothie. And then I'll have some type of candy on the way to the gym, and I'm fine. But the last couple days that I've consumed a lot of sugar, like I said, I had the half a container of this, the blueberry preserves, and a little bit of nerds. My stomach was really hurting. And I've noticed this has happened the last couple days. And it's kind of like what Cole Robinson said, the snake diet guy. He says you can't out eat sugar, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a bellyache before you overconsume on sugar. Well, I've been experiencing that for some reason the last couple of days. So I'm not consuming any more sugar than I normally do, but I noticed my stomach was just really aching. So then I went ahead and just got my gallon of water and I started drinking some water, and then I felt totally better. So the only thing I could think of is that I'm drinking this stuff really early now, because I get up at like 5:45, 6 a.m. and then I start drinking my sugary drinks by like 6:30 because I try to get in the gym by 7. Normally, when my kids are in school, I usually consume this stuff at 8:30. So I still get up early. I'm still getting up at 6, but I don't have my first sugar bomb, as they call it, until 8:30. So that's 2.5 hours I've allowed my body to naturally wake up before I consume a lot of sugar. So that's the only thing I could think of, because I'm not consuming any more sugar than I normally do. But I've noticed that I've been getting these belly aches really bad. And I think it's because I just need to let my body just do its thing and just naturally wake up. And I know your cortisol is typically a little, higher in the morning. So maybe I just need to let that process work, and let the cortisol, begin to lower. And then I can, have my sugary drink. I don't know. It's been the last couple of days. So what I'm going to do now is, like I said, I've already had the OJ, the preserves, the nerds. So now I'm going to be making a smoothie, strawberry mango with this mango lemonade. And I'll probably have 2 cups of the frosted flakes. And in one of my videos, somebody asked me, well, what are you eating the frosted flakes with? And I know what people are thinking. Well, you can't have milk because that has fat and protein. Well, that's not the case if you get fat-free milk. So this one is fat-free. There's literally no fat, 80 calories for 1 cup. Let's see how much protein. There is 8 grams of protein. I know the protein is supposed to be virtually 0 on a sugar fast, but 8 grams, I mean, there's protein in everything. There's protein in fruit. There's gonna be a little bit of protein in the milk. It's not like I'm eating chicken and beef and fish, meat-based, products. So a lot different type of protein than eating protein from fruit and milk. So this is basically what I'll be eating. So It's already been, I've already worked out. Let's see, I got back, let's see, it's been about an hour. I think it's a good idea to let your body kind of go through the recovery process before you just start hammering the food. I'm one of those people that I can't eat right after a workout. I don't have the appetite for it. And that goes back to GDF-15. Look that up. GDF-15 is another hormone that basically happens after intense exercise. It will suppress the appetite. In fact, there's a lot of pharmaceutical companies are trying to figure out how to harness this GDF-15, like all these other fat loss drugs, to suppress the appetite. Well, for some reason, when you do exercise, it does the same thing. So I have to wait an hour or two before I eat. So this is how we're gonna start the day. I'm gonna be doing my my smoothie, and I'll probably have a couple cups of the Frosted Flakes. And then after that, we're just gonna keep doing a sugar fast today. I'll be making some more smoothies. This one's a strawberry mango. The next one I make will be like a berry one. I've got some blueberries and raspberries and blackberries. And we're gonna continue on from there. All right, so we are about to make our smoothie. Got our mangoes and strawberries. Publix sells this natural mango flavored lemonade. We'll put a little bit of sugar in there and we'll drop it in the Vitamix. Don't worry, I'll make sure that I don't turn this on in the video. I've had a couple people comment that they had headphones on, and when this thing came on, it freaked them out. So don't worry, but we're gonna go ahead and get started with this smoothie. We got our juice in there, our mangoes and strawberries. Now the next important thing is we gotta add some, I just do like a couple teaspoons of the sugar. So we'll go ahead and put some sugar in there, and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. Looks good to me. One thing I did is I thawed out the fruit in the fridge for about an hour. That really helped, because sometimes this thing can get really bind up in there. So this actually looks pretty good. Oh yeah, and what I did is I had a Slurpee the other day at 7-Eleven, which is good to have in the sugar diet. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna save this cup. It'll be perfect for this smoothie. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, that looks really, really good. This should actually fit perfect in this cup. I'm glad I saved it. Oh yeah. This will be a good post-workout shake. I already had my Frosted Flakes, so we're gonna go ahead and enjoy our strawberry mango smoothie. Man, that strawberry mango smoothie and the Frosted Flakes was, man, it hit the spot. And you may be wondering, like, why am I having the Frosted Flakes? Now, Frosted Flakes has a lot of sugar. It's derived from corn, so it is a starch, but it has zero fat. And I can tell you, just from doing this for almost 4 weeks, the best time to have your starch, I know some YouTube channels are saying to have starch at night. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have starch at night with lean protein, you're gonna stall. You're not gonna see the scale go down. However, if you consume your starch early in the day, which I'm a big believer in consuming your calories more towards like earlier in the day than later in the day, because early in the day, you're more active, right? It makes more sense. You're active, you're moving around, the sun's out, you're doing different things, maybe you work out. It makes more sense to have the majority of your calories early in the day. And this is called ETRF, early time restricted feeding. Why would you want to consume a bunch of calories and starch and all that stuff at the end of the night when you're less mobile? Now I get it, some people like to eat starch and carbs at night because it does lower cortisol and you have better sleep. I'm just not one of those guys. I can sleep regardless. In fact, I can sleep on caffeine at night. All right, I go to bed, once my eyes are on or closed and my head hits the pillow, I am out. All right. So what I personally do is I like having the Frosted Flakes early in the morning, because early in the morning, you're gonna go throughout your day and you're gonna burn that off, okay? But if you put it toward the end of the day, when do you have time to burn that starch off? So get your starch and the majority of your calories early in the day, or have your starch post-workout if you're someone who kind of works out in the morning or maybe like really early afternoon. Then you can consume that starch because you're more insulin sensitive, and you're less likely to store it as body fat. It's basically just gonna go right into the muscle. It's gonna fill up your muscle with glycogen, glucose, and you're less likely to store it as fat. So we gotta make our next smoothie. So you saw the strawberry mango. So I got this from Kirkland. I got a 3-berry blend. So it's got like blackberries, raspberry, blueberries. And then I got some extra blueberries, okay, because I love blueberries. And then we're gonna add some strawberries to it, all right? And the perfect juice that blends with this, like I said, if you saw the last one, I had like a mango flavored lemonade. This one is a blackberry flavored lemonade. So if you notice the common denominator, all these juices, the primary drink is lemonade, and then they just add like flavoring. So you can get mango, you can get peach, you can get, this is blackberry. I think they have another one, it's like a passion fruit. So all these juices, I know you're, you know, if you're not in Florida, you probably don't have access to this, but this stuff is amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and make that, and this is gonna be my next meal. All right, it's time for my next smoothie. Check that out. Got the nice blueberry with blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries in this one. So this will be my second smoothie today. I think I'm a little behind on calories. If you remember in the beginning of this video, I see I had the orange juice, the Frosted Flakes, a little bit of the Nerds, which actually I ran out of, but I got some backups. I got these like gummy Nerds, I guess. I got some of that I could have. And then I had my first smoothie, and this is my second smoothie. So really, I think I'm pretty low on calories, and that's really not the whole point of doing this sugar diet. You don't want to be too low on your calories. So I might have to have something else after this. I'm not sure what. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to enjoy this one. This is pretty big. This is the extra large big gulp cup that I saved. And so this is going to go down nice and smooth. So we'll have to kind of just see, you know, what else I'm going to have the rest of the night. I actually am going to be going somewhere that I haven't been to since I was a kid. We're taking my daughter and some of her friends to a roller skating rink. So we're going to be headed there. They're going to have pizza and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to sit there and have to figure out what I'm going to eat, because I'm definitely not going to have any pizza. Okay, so we are at Eddie's roller rink. What can you say about roller rinks? It's not the most glamorous place, but hey, the kids don't care. Let's take a look. You ready to go out there, Liam? Yeah, it's like you got your helmet, you got everything on. Let's see, where's Arabella at? I think she's way out there. There's Arabella. Oh, she's getting the hang of it. All right, Arabella, you gotta take your brother out there. All right, go ahead. All right, so we are back from the roller skating rink. It's about 9 p.m. and that's pretty much sums up my day for the sugar fasting. So I had basically OJ, the smoothies, I had a little bit of candy, and that's basically it. Now tomorrow I make it a tradition to do a full water fast. This is just something I've been doing all year. I don't want to stop doing that. Even though I did a sugar fast today, I usually do a full water fast on Saturday. So my last shake was probably around that 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I won't break the fast till Sunday at around 1, 2 o'clock. So it'll be like a 42-hour fast. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like the video if you liked it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and always hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Until next time, I'll see you then.